Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, Governor Sanwo-Olu receives 2021 Governor of the Year Award. Lagos HP partner on innovation and digital education, and we bring you a situation update on the Lekki-Epe road. The strides being recorded from the strategic implementation of the development blueprint of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration in Lagos State has been acknowledged with an institutional award. The Sun newspaper named Governor Sanwo-Olu as its 2021 Governor of the Year for his commitments to scale up public infrastructure, addressing evolving challenges in the socio-economic environment, particularly the transportation sector.
It's a night of recognition for some state governors, particularly the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Dignitaries from Lagos, Imo, Bauchi and the Federal Capital Territory Abuja all converged at the Eko Hotel and Suites to celebrate the 2021 Governor of the Year. The event put together by the Sun newspaper celebrates Governor Sanwo-Olu and the 2021 Governor of the Year for the transformation achieved in the areas of public infrastructure, education, housing, health, among others.
No, Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State to please step to receive his award.
President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, presents the award to Governor Sanwo-Olu, who he describes as a man to be emulated.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to present this very important SAN Award 2021 Governor of the Year to His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Governor of Lagos State, my professional brother and friend, Your Excellency. Let me read the second one. This is to certify that His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor Lagos State, is winner of this award, Governor of the Year 2021, and on behalf of the SAN Publishing Limited, I present to you this certificate. Thank you. Congratulations.
Governor Sanwo-Olu appreciates the recognition. For him, it's a clarion call to serve the people of Lagos even better.
Indeed, we have been receiving awards, but the Sun Award is the award. We want to thank you very much, publisher, management staff, and staff of the Sun. We do not take this very, very lightly at all. This is another clarion call for us to put in more work, because a whole lot is still being expected of us. I want to thank you very much. I want to dedicate humbly to the entire people of Lagos State who were committed to continue to serve. Thank you very much.
Lagos.
Lagos for show. Eko for show.
Lagos.
Other governors honored at the event include Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum, who was represented, among others.
The Lagos State Office of Education Quality Assurance is partnering with HP Innovation and Digital Education Academies Middle East and Africa to support public school teachers by bridging the technology gap and improve their teaching skills. The Director General of the Office of Education Quality Assurance, Abiola Seriki-Ayeni, says the initiative will transform and reposition the education sector to a 21st century standard.
That video.
Public primary and secondary school teachers across the education districts in Lagos State are gathered at the Adeyemi Bero Hall, allow SAT to benefit from the Innovation and Digital Education Academy that will help improve their skills. The initiative, put together by the Office of Education Quality Assurance in collaboration with the HP IDEA, is aimed at improving the digital standard of teaching and learning in state public schools.
Now, let me remind you of the key concept you need to know. Are you ready for I promise to learn this wholeheartedly? Do you still remember concepts like science, living things, non-living things?
The COVID-19 pandemic had created the need to continually develop public school teachers, which is why the Director General of the Office of Education Quality Assurance is taking this bold step to update the teachers.
HP Innovation and Digital Education Academies Middle East and Africa is a platform that supports teachers through their schools to transform their digital pedagogies to 21st century inventive teaching and learning skills. Hence the collaboration between HP IDEA and the Office of Education Quality Assurance, focusing on public schools to help bridge the digital and innovative gaps in teaching and learning, especially during, when COVID started. We realized that there were more gaps that needed to be addressed, and how can we as an office help to facilitate that even more so. Apart from that also, we really wanted to assess and evaluate the level of teacher effectiveness with this new enlarged responsibility that teachers now have going into the future of teaching and learning.
For the managing partners of Mirai and HP IDEA, the initiative will help address specific challenges found in students.
Lagos State was one of the first to adopt HP IDEA. Since then, this is a map of how HP IDEA has grown. And then you go to speak with the ministry, and they say, that innovation stuff sounds fine in Dubai, but tell me, how will it work here? And I can say, well, let me tell you a bit about Adegoke Samuel and the work he's done with his students. Let me share a TikTok from teacher Sade with her students. And more. All of a sudden, those ministers who've been sitting around the table go, okay, all right, well, fine, let's see what you can do here. And we're very grateful to HP and to Intel for providing the funding and support for this exciting work. So here in Lagos State, let me just get my numbers up. The program launched with 2 separate cohorts, one for private schools, one for public schools, because we thought those challenges would be so different. And guess what? The public schools shined through.
It's a one-year massive fellowship program, and after the fellows have been able to identify and inquiry focus within the first few months of the program, they are going to prototype and design solutions to the inquiry focus that they have already identified, and after that they can also train associates in their schools, like the PR said, train the trainer model, the trainer associates in their schools, so that they can also learn some of the concepts that we have been able to teach them in the HPI program, and then after that we can scale and sustain the program. Now, in executing this program, we actually leverage some teaching frameworks from Harvard Project Zero, the Creative Commons Organization model, leverage University of Michigan's high-level teaching practices, and a host of other frameworks.
The permanent secretary from the Ministry of Education wants the teachers to take advantage of the training and improve their skills.
I just want to urge the participants to actually put to practice what skills they have learned in this program. It's an innovative program. It's a program that will ensure that teaching becomes child-centered. Teaching becomes real. Teaching comes alive. And this will improve their learning.
The Lagos State government says it will stop at nothing to graduate excellent students from its public schools.
Dear Lagosians, the deadly coronavirus pandemic is here. Its new strain is easily transmitted and deadlier. Coronavirus symptoms are fever, dry cough, tiredness, difficulty in breathing. We can all prevent the spread of this virus through appropriate and regular use of face masks, avoiding close contact with people who are at high risk, washing our hands regularly with soap and running water, especially after visiting the toilet, before eating, and after coughing or sneezing, using alcohol-based hand sanitizer, maintaining at least 1.5 meters or 5 feet distance from anyone coughing or sneezing, covering our mouths with tissue while coughing or sneezing, and brushing the tissue. If you feel unwell and show symptoms of coronavirus, or you notice anyone who does, please call the Lagos State Emergency Hotlines 08000 ECOMED or 0803 3356 5529. Many are dead. Don't fall victim or die in ignorance. Report now. Together, we will overcome this challenge. Igbega Ipinle Eko, Ajumoshini, Lagos State Government. Announcer.
Finally on the program is the issue of road network. The Lekki-Epe traffic gridlock has indeed brought hardship to many residents who run their daily activities within the area. But then the good news is that the Lekki-Epe 6-lane concrete rigid pavement is over 80% completion stage, and the Special Advisor on Works and Infrastructure, Aramide Adeoye, says the road project will ease vehicular movement along that corridor. Take a look.
The Lekki-Epe axis is fast becoming the new center of attraction in Lagos State with the influx of people into the area. The downside, however, is that there's just one major route in and out of it. Traveling down the 49-kilometer Lekki-Epe road should ordinarily take about an hour, but with the volume of cars, it takes motorists up to 3 hours due to the congestion and resultant gridlock, which is now a routine. Meanwhile, at the Epe end of the road, a 16,500-hectare Lekki Free Trade Zone is underway, alongside a deep-sea port, Dangote Refinery, and another major development sited on 2,000 hectares of land. With a massive urbanization taking shape in Lekki-Epe, residents are concerned about what's yet to come if no alternative routes are created urgently.
The population explosion in Lekki is just unimaginable. The number of estates that are springing up on a daily basis, you can't even comprehend it. So that is the area. And when you look at the whole of the area, you actually have only that single road. Only that single road, which for the past close on 15 years is being constructed. The construction, as you know, started from the Ozuba-Mbadiwe end and initially stopped at Chevron. Then it gradually moved from Chevron to where it currently stopped, which is at Abraham Adesoya. So the whole construction from Ozuba-Mbadiwe to Abraham Adesoya, where it has stopped for quite some time now, is just about 26 thereabout kilometers. And that has been the facelift on the transportation system of the area. Now you are bringing such a deep sea port to Lekki that virtually does not have a road. Virtually does not have. And the only single road that is being managed is not even sufficient to take care of the current population. Talk more of what will happen in a few years.
The congestion is much. It's much. The traffic is not easy for people like us who live in Lekki area. From the toll gates down to Aja or Abraham Adesoya is a lot of ethic. So I think the federal government should hasten up the contractors to be more, proactive on what they are doing. They should fast track these contractors so that they can be effective. Maybe work during the night as well, instead of them working during the day. As for me, sometimes I do have my customer turn around to come to my shop. But because of this traffic, they will tell me, madam, we cannot make it over to your shop because we don't want to get held up in the traffic. So With that, I'm losing customers. There is no any alternative route. All the alternative routes are not being completed. The bridges are not being completed. So if you try and find your way through the alternative route, you're still going to bust out to the major road.
The Lagos State government is not unmindful of these challenges and is already busy constructing the regional road as well as the phase 1 of the Lekki-Epe corridor. The Special Advisor on Works and Infrastructure, Aramide Adeyoye, explains the progress of work on both projects.
We have Lekki-Epe, like you know, it's a 6-lane concrete rigid pavement road that we started December 2020. And then we gave a commitment to the state to say we'll finish this project in 18 months. As I speak, that project is at about 83% completed. We intend to deliver by June, end of June. Most likely the contractor is likely to finish ahead of schedule, but latest by end of June, that Lekki-Epe corridor will be done. The 18.7, the entire stretch of the 18.75 kilometer phase 1. Leaving the phase 2 from that Ibeju junction back to Ibrahim Adesoya. That's the one we have not started, but the one we are committed to is at 83% progress. Another project that you also have on the Lekki corridor is regional road. The regional road, as I speak, is at about 35%. You have like a scissors-like bridge. Yes. So you saw the piers coming on one side of the bridge, and so you will see the other ones rise. So you saw the abutment. So you see the other complementing side of it. So there are 3 that, and then you also have the decompiler as you go, because you're going from VGC till you get back to Freedom Way. So you take the bridge, you pass through Ikota River, you get to Ajiron, and then from there you get to you get straight out to to the Freedom Roadway. So you see the bridge complementing bridge. So it's not going to, it's a build-up process. You see the piers rising, and then you see it crossover. So you're going to see all of the bridges. I keep telling people that Lagos has a strategic transport master plan. When you follow it, you cannot miss the way. So we're not shying away from other infrastructure development along that corridor. So it's not everything on the Lekki-Epe Expressway corridor. One of the things that we already thought as a government, so even the idea about widening that road to a 6-lane is born out of the fact that we're futuristic in our plans. And then back onto the Dangote Refinery Road. That road has been awarded the federal government under the tax credit scheme to Mrs. Dangote to be able to do the road in rigid pavement and then also provide for the future. So that is ongoing. We're also thinking of some new projects. We have Zenith Bank, good enough. The corporate bodies such as Zenith Bank have decided to partner with Lagos State government. So a road like Alpha Beach Estate is currently being undertaken by Zenith Bank. And so they are on it, and we intend to take up some other roads aside from that Alpha Beach Road. A typical one will be the Saliobodo, a part of Saliobodo that will bust out back into Lekki-Epe Expressway. That will act like a bypass for the present Adobadore Road. A lot of people have complained to say, Adobadore, what exactly are we doing? So it's a long stretch. The Saliobodo will go like a bypass, like a detour, and then bust out back to the Lekki-Epe corridor, just about the side of Omu Creek. You recollect that one of the things that we have on our purview is that of Omu Creek Bridge. To be able to do a bridge that crosses over the creek and opens up into a large expanse of land around the Tomu River. So those are 2 roads that are likely to happen around that same Lekki-Ibeju corridor, aside from what is already being done by Zenith Bank.
The coastal road around Ibrahim Adesoya to the Okwaja axis is an alternative route to the Lekki-Epe area, but it's yet to receive the attention of the state government. Community leaders are clamoring for a revisitation to the route.
We, the poorest people of this community, we are pleading to the Lagos State government to please come to our rescue on our road, so that even Okwaja is an ancient community that has been for years back. And moreover, this road, we have been hearing about the road. Even when I was a small boy, we heard that this road, the road there is coastal road. It's coastal road, it's federal road. Till moment, we haven't seen any improvement from the government, and we always be side of state government.
This road, from our father. I'm not a small age. Our father, they are fighting it long years. Okonja is not a new community. It's ancient village. But up to today, we are 14, we carry them come. This is not fourth time. But I appeal to these governors of Lagos State. Please, we know that it's a real work somebody. He work well. I beg him, I appeal to him to help us do our own.
The Lekki-Expressway leads you all the way to Shangotedo, Dangote Refinery and everything. And that's the only major road all the commuters, all the vehicles, they pass through. And now there's a road that is an alternative route that leads you all the way to VI, to the same Lekki-Epe Expressway, which is the active from Lafia, Gio, Nikoko, Kwaja, Mupo, all the way down, Alpha Beach. But the government needs to see the potential of this road, rather than just putting every motorist on that same Lekki-Epe Expressway. Because for me, as an instance, let me put myself in the shoes. Whenever I'm coming to this exit, I have to drive in the traffic, stay for hours, before I have to turn Abramadesanya to come here, just to go back to Orchard Road, because the traffic is... But if this road is stalled, or this road is, motorable, then it's going to reduce the stress on Lekki-Epe Expressway. So that's why we are actually pleading, with the government to come and see and come and actually make this road motorable for us, to make the lives of citizens more, bearable, and, that's the only thing we're asking from the government.
But the state government gives reasons for the delay.
When government says this area is designated for this developmental program in the coming years, I think it behoves the citizenry to always believe that government at some point in time would always come back to what they say they're going to use it for. Part of the problem is that whenever you decide that you want to do something, hindrances like this come up because people have actually encumbered the place. They have gone in there to build. And that's exactly what you see happening along the coastal road corridor. If you look at it, you will see the massive encroachment that you already have. Anytime you're able to get an investor to take up that particular infrastructure, the likelihood of encroachment issues would crop up. It will crop up because people have not adhered to the government laws bordering on developmental plans for that area. The coastal road is an alternative, but then that lies in the issue of encroachment. We need to also address that. But ultimately, what will solve the problem, it's rail as well as the Fort Mainland Bridge. So only 2 days ago, Lamata, so they just to do some reconnaissance survey to be able to finalize some things on their green line. So the green line that will be able to take most of the products there by the rail, as well as move a lot of passenger traffic. That's also ongoing. Cable cars are not in the focus, but the green line is in the focus of Lamata as we speak. Investors have demonstrated that the proposals are being looked into as the provision for that rail corridor there. So back to the Fort Mainland Bridge, which is what most people would ask to say, how far? Because that's one thing that will relieve the burden. The regional road that we're doing is a precursor to the Fort Mainland Bridge. When we get the regional road finished, and you can log on to the Fort Mainland Bridge together with the Laguna, with the Lekki Laguna Highway, then you'll be good to go. You then remove all of those bottlenecks and the pressure there. So where are we for the Fort Mainland Bridge? I'm hoping that by December, the final sign-up, the real contractor can move to site by end of December this year. By end of August, the EIA certificate should be available. By October, so step 2, by June ending, you would issue the step 2 RF test results, and then you get the feedback back, you get the submissions back. Maybe by August ending, by October, you should be able to get your submissions back. All things, your concession draft agreement will take place between that July, we'll keep doing the draft, but by November, you should be able to do that. And by December, you should be able to say you're sitting down to do signing of that concession agreement, and by December, you can get that contractor to site. So there is a preferred bidder, there is a reserve bidder, and there is also another, just in the event that either the reserve bidder does disappoint, you can go back to that third option that we have. So I think that is going on well. Lagosians, it's supposed to be a 4-year duration contract. So if we start in 2022, by 2026 December, we should be over. and it should be open to traffic early in the 2027 year. That's the plan, and I think that we're good to go, even as we are at the speed at which we're going.
This may not be the best of times for motorists plying the Lekki-Epe axis, but the Lagos State government is assuring residents of addressing the traffic situation on that corridor and other areas of the state.
And that's it for this week's edition of Dateline Lagos. Thank you for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Until next time, please stay safe.